A very good morning, everyone. I'm back again. I was out for a few days, engaged in some personal activities, some emergencies. So I was not live for a couple of days. But yes, I'm back with full energy now. Purav Bhatt, the founder of Career Ownership Hub. At the Career Ownership Hub, the mission, the mission is to empower mid-career professionals take complete charge of their journey. I want them to create their own circumstances. I don't want them to keep running and be a victim of circumstances. And trust me, I am on this journey. I have started impacting lives, a lot of lives. And over a period of time, I'm sure I will achieve my target of 100,000 mid-career professionals in the next 5 years. We have a very strong Facebook community by the name Career Ownership Hub. If you are not still a part of that community and if you really want to grow exponentially in your mid-career, and as I said, with clarity and confidence, I would invite you to join the Facebook community of Career Ownership Hub. And today I'm going to talk about the basic, the basic reason why I started Career Ownership Hub, the mid-career crisis. The crisis which majority of the people go through. But the most dangerous part of this crisis is people do not realize that they are undergoing through such a kind of crisis till it is late. And there are various reasons for this. I'm going to share many of them today, but maybe it is not an exhaustive list. You can have your own reasons. But the only thing I would like to do or like you to do today is start reflecting on your journey. Start reflecting on your professional journey. And put some criteria when you reflect on your professional journey. I'll share what should be the criteria as we go along this video. So before I begin, I am sure you are able to see me live on YouTube. If yes, please write in the comments yes. And I want this session to be interactive. So I want you to keep posting what are your takeaways. And also, if you resonate with what I say, please do mention in the comments. So let's begin to understand what is mid-career crisis. And before we do that, I'll share how is the growth path, the most common growth journey for any professional. As you begin the professional journey, and today if you look back in the journey, you will definitely understand that it was the same as I'm sharing, because it is common. As you begin the corporate journey, for the first maybe 5 years, or let's say less than 5 years, the growth happens with time. So in the first year, you don't get a promotion, but in the second year, definitely you get your first promotion. And you keep growing by time. First 2 years, first promotion, then 4 years, second promotion. That is how it usually works. Or 3 years, first promotion, but it is same for all the people who are freshers. What I mean to say here is the growth happens with time in the first few years of your professional journey. If you agree with this, just type agree. Yes, I agree in the chat. Then comes the performance, the phase of performance. For the next few years, to be precise, for the next 5 years, the growth happens because of your performance. And there are various reasons for this. As a fresher, you are not a threat to anybody in the management. They allow you to grow. And they want you to feel happy because you have taken a decision to stay with their organization. In the next few years, there is some pressure. They are looking at you as a contributor because now you have been there for quite some time. And now you have to impact the balance sheet. You have to contribute and hence performance matters. Still, you are not a threat to the management or to the bosses, to the managers, in terms of you overtake their journey, you take their positions. That is not a challenge. And hence, the growth depends on performance. But you know what? After the first 8 or 10 years, the first 8 or 10 years, time and performance, time doesn't play a role at all. Time doesn't play a role. Performance still plays some role. Approximately 10% of your growth depends on your performance. But the rest, but the rest depends on your visibility within the organization. If you want to grow within the organization, your network with the people around, with the stakeholders, not only your team members, not only your managers, but the entire industry, entire organization. How good are you at networking? How good is your visibility? And definitely performance plays some role. How is your relationship with your manager and with the other people at the level of your manager and one level above? Whenever I tell my mentees about building relationships, it is at their level and two level up. The relationship building has to take place 2 levels up. And on this, the growth depends in the mid-career. But the biggest problem is we are not programmed to do such things in like relationship building, like networking. In the first 10 years, the programming is done in a way I have to achieve my targets. Whatever happens, my focus should be my targets, my focus should be my job, my focus should be my function, my role. This is how the programming is done, because in front of you, you always have the targets. And if you achieve the targets, your boss, your manager appreciates you. And you get the increment and the bonuses for achieving the targets. And hence, you still assume that if you keep doing this, you will keep growing the way you have been growing in the past. But in the mid-career, this doesn't happen. And at this moment, I want you to reflect on your journey. Do you see this? Do you feel this? That the rate of growth has reduced. Sometimes people don't even grow. If you agree with this, just type in the chat box, yes, I do agree. In the mid-career, you have to start building relationships. You have to start building your network. And now I will tell you why this is a challenge and how can you identify that you are in a crisis. Growth is one parameter, that you are not growing is one parameter. But there are a few other parameters, like you start developing a self-doubt about your caliber, about your capabilities, about your expertise. You start questioning yourself. Because now when you will reflect and you will see that growth is not happening, you start doubting yourself. The stress level increases. The second symptom of mid-career crisis, the stress level increase without any reason. You overthink a lot. The third symptom of mid-career crisis, you feel as if nobody around is a friend. You don't enjoy the workplace. You don't enjoy your work. Going to office becomes like a challenge every day, not only on Mondays, but every day. You are not interested in doing what you are doing. The fourth symptom, and the most important, your behavior with your family changes. This has an impact on your personal life. And the fifth symptom of mid-career crisis, you start feeling it is too late now. This is also part of the crisis. because you have given up. You are moving towards a path of surrender. You are moving towards a path of compromising with your dreams. And you feel there is no other option now, I have to just continue. And then you start reacting to the situation. You start reacting to the situation. In what ways do you react? First is, again, your behavior at the family and your behavior with your managers and your peers, which further aggravates the situation. This further aggravates the situation. You are digging your own well deeper and deeper. The second outcome of such an experience, you start finding your next job. You rush, you become impatient, and you want to take the next step as early as possible. And in majority of these situations, people take a wrong decision. They compromise on their seniority, they compromise on their overall journey, because the target now is to escape the current situation. You are not here in the mid-career, you don't need to escape. You just have to have patience. You need patience. What are the other reactions that you start doing? Your performance starts to degrade. Again, you are digging your own well. You are going deeper and deeper into the problem. You are not trying to find the solution, but you are going deeper and deeper into the problem. And then there is a lot of fear. And you are moving towards giving up. I'm okay with what's happening. Things will improve. The attitude of ignorance. The attitude of running away from the realities. The attitude of blaming others. The attitude of blaming the external parameters and not taking the responsibility on your own. This is the reaction, the behavior when you realize that you are in a crisis, you are in a challenge. And the reason for this, we started with the symptoms of mid-career crisis. Then we went on to your reactions, what you do when you realize that you are in a crisis. And now I will tell you the reasons why you ended up in this crisis. The biggest reason is your mindset. The biggest reason is the mindset. The programming that has been done to us. Performance, focus on your own performance. Focus on your function, focus on your responsibilities. Competition, comparison. Your thought process is so narrow that you forget about what is going on in the entire ecosystem. You are too narrow focused. That is the programming done to us. The second programming is the trap of comfort zone. We don't like changes. That is again the programming. We resist changes. We are okay with the same environment. We want the same people around. We want to be with the same people, the same peers, the same colleagues, the same managers, even if they are not good. But over a period of time, you have adjusted to that environment. You adjust yourself very fast. That is again a human behavior. You start taking things for granted. And this becomes your comfort zone. Now, the comfort zone reduces your risk appetite. Now you don't want to come out of the comfort zone. This reduces your risk appetite and you don't want to quit. Even if it is not good, you start convincing yourself, it's okay, it's fine, things will improve. And you do not take actions to come out of the comfort zone. The third is learning, adding value to yourself. You have stopped learning. Learning has become in a reactive mode. If something is required, then you learn. If something is required because you are at a challenge, you are facing a problem with your current task, then you might have to learn some new things. But without that, you are not proactively learning because you have no clarity that you will have to take a next step. You have to plan your next step. Up till now, there was no planning. It was all reaction you were running. But now you need to plan. But the ability to plan for yourself, you can plan for your job, you can plan for your targets, you can plan for your tasks. But the ability to plan your self development was never there and is still never there. So you are not learning anything new. You are not adding more value to yourself, and hence you cannot add more value to others, and hence you cannot grow. It's all the game of how much value can you add. The fourth reason, and this is one of the main reasons, one of the main challenges, is impatience. We want results very fast. You realize today you have crisis. Now I have to come out of the crisis. What to do next? How to take it? What actions to take? Without strategizing, without planning, without reflecting on yourself, you start taking actions. You start taking actions because we always feel that results come only if we take actions. Yes, that is true. Result comes only if we take actions. But you have to put a timeline to it. There is no magic. It will take its own time. Yes, the faster actions you take, the time can be reduced. But it cannot happen in a month, or it cannot happen in 3 4 months. You have to give yourself some time if you really want to take a sustainable decision that helps you to grow sustainably. So lack of patience is also one of the biggest reasons. And the last reason, I would say, when I say the last reason, there are still multiple reasons. But one more reason is, when you start your next job search, you are still following the same conventional methods. You have updated your CV in a traditional way, and then you start uploading your CV on the job portals. And then you wait. You wait for a call, wait for an opportunity. It doesn't work this way. You have to be proactive. Unless you change your approach, things will not change. If you keep doing the same things, you will not get different results. The world outside is changing, the business models are disrupting, the technology is changing every day. The skill set required for a particular job is also changing. Then how can you keep doing the same things and get a different result? You will never get a different result. And now I'll share what you need to do to resolve this mid-career crisis. And if you are a part of the Career Ownership Hub, I'm sure you would know what you have to do. Start reflecting on your journey, as I have been saying this. But before I do this, there is a complete mind map of the mid-career crisis on my YouTube channel. So if you are not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe and you can get the mind map. If you are part of the hub, it is available in the Career Ownership Hub portal. So whatever I do, whatever I explain, I have realized I have to convert it to a mind map to make it very clear to understand. And if you are here, if you are listening to this, create your career mind map. Create your career mind map in terms of the options, in terms of the opportunities, in terms of the learning that you need to do, the skills that you need to acquire. In the last few years, I have realized a mind map works wonders. You can see everything on one piece of paper. So without distracting from this, how can you come out of your mid-career? Start reflecting on your journey. Explore or exploit, try to unveil your actual potential in terms of your skills, in terms of your achievements, in terms of your failures, in terms of your learnings. And then and then do some research. What is going on outside in the world? Start setting your goals. Convert these goals into actionable items. I will not go into the details. We have a complete framework in one of the videos. I will also explain the complete framework of the career ownership hub. But there are, in general, 4 major blocks of the career ownership hub framework. And this framework is called the career architect framework. The 4 blocks are reflect, reinvent, strengthen, and sustain. Reflections is you reflect on your journey, which I just shared. Reinvent is setting your goals, converting them into action plan, and start working on your personal branding strategy. Reinvent yourself, reposition yourself for your next step. And branding is the best thing that can help you navigate through your career. So you have your personal branding strategy. Keep following my videos. I'm going to share how to build a personal brand. I'm going to share all the secrets with you. If you are part of this channel, if you are part of the hub, you will get all the details. The third is strengthen. Strengthen. You can strengthen yourself only by taking actions. But before you take actions, we created the action plan. And then you start taking actions, consistent actions. Consistency is the key. Nothing comes without consistency. If you are part of the hub, if you are listening to this, you would know how often do I talk about consistent actions. And the last module or the last building block of the framework is sustain. Why do I say this? You need to sustain. You cannot just exist. You cannot just simply grow at the same rate you have been growing. You have to raise the bar. You have to always keep raising your bar. You have to keep raising the goals. But for that, you have to set the goals. If you set the goals during the reinvent phase, then only you can raise the bar. But yes, you need to come out of this mid-career crisis because time is less. But you are not late. Time is less, you are not late. I don't want to know what is your age or how much experience you have. But one thing I know is if you start taking if you start planning, strategizing, taking actions from now onwards, you are not late. But if you still keep thinking, yes, you will be late very soon. Age is not a barrier. Age is not a bar. Start taking charge of your journey. I want you to become a creator of circumstances and not a victim. Mid-career challenges, mid-career crisis can land you into disaster if it is not identified at the right time and if you are not taking the right steps to resolve it. Please start taking actions. Be a part of the Career Ownership Hub. I would like to have you, and definitely I would like to help you. Thank you so much. I would like to have your comments about what were your 5 key takeaways from this video session in the comments in the chat. Thank you so much and keep listening. I'll be there 6:45 a.m. every day live.